Hello students, I am Dr. K. Sarojini Chakravarti, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Botany, Government Degree College, Khairtabad. For first years in first semester, the syllabus contains bacteria, viruses, algae, fungi, lichens, bryophytes, pteridophytes. So in this class, we are going to learn about fungi and especially on fungal plant diseases. Okay, so what in this picture what you can see, yes, you can see different plant material or plant body which is having a disease on them. Okay, it may be the sugarcane come, or it is rice tillers, or it may be a leaf, anything. Okay, so you can see different diseases on the plant body, and these diseases are caused by fungi. Okay, so that's why the topic is fungal plant diseases. What are fungi? So the definition of fungus is it is a heterotroph, means it cannot prepare its own food, and moreover it depends on other organisms, whether it may be living or dead, for their food. That's why they are known as heterotrophs, and depending on the type of nutrition they are saprophytic, depending means they require a dead organic matter, or they may be parasitic, which requires a living host for their nutrition, or sometimes they have a symbiotic association. So it doesn't mean all fungus are pathogenic means which cause diseases. No, some fungus are they are very beneficial. So in the economic importance of fungus or fungi, we'll learn about them. So here we can, on the picture, we can see the first one is penicillium. So when you say penicillium, yes, from penicillium you have two things. One is it is beneficial, and at the same time it causes bread mold, okay, food spoilage, and at the same time antibiotic penicillin, it is manufactured from penicillium. Next, mushrooms, which are edible, and next is aspergillus. Again, aspergillus is again important. Industrially, all acids, acetic acid, it comes from aspergillus. Okay, so next we'll see, depending on the nutrition, I said they are micro or macroorganisms, and they're heterotrophic. And I said the mode of nutrition is by three ways: saprophytic, means it requires dead and decaying matter; symbiotic, means they have a living association with the other, where both are beneficial, example lichens. And last is parasitic, where they cause diseases. So they are parasitic on plants, animals, and humans. Even humans will get, they are attacked by fungus and will get many diseases. One example is candida. Next, so if you take parasitic fungi, so as I said, it causes diseases in plants, animals, and humans. And the parasitic fungi is of two types: biotrophic and necrotrophic. So what is biotrophic? Biotrophic fungus or is a parasitic fungi, okay, which does not, it requires a living host. Bio means living. So it requires a living host for its survival. So in this category, we have given two examples. One is albugo, another one is Puccinia. So from our whatever is there in the syllabus, according to syllabus, albugo and Puccinia, it requires a living host for its survival. It means it does not attack on the dead cells. It requires a living host cells for its survival. Next type of parasitic fungi is necrotrophic. So what is necrosis means dead or death. Okay, so necrotrophic means here the cells are first they are big, even on the dead cells, okay, or they what the fungus will do, it will attack, it will kill the cells, then it will derive its nutrition. But when you come to biotrophic, it does not kill the host cells. Okay, so bio means living, that's why it does not kill the living host cell, but it directly derives its nutrition from the living host cells. But when you come to necrotrophic, here what the fungus does is it attacks the living organism, or we'll talk about plant. Okay, here it attacks the plant plant host cells. It kills the host cells. It makes them to death. Then from that it derives its nutrition. That's why it is known as necrotrophic. So best example for this is Sarcospora. Okay, so as I said, we have three diseases, fungal diseases we are going to study. The first one is white rust of crucifers caused by Albugo candida. The second one is stem rust of wheat, Puccinia graminis variety triticale. And the third one is Ticca disease of groundnut, that is Sarcospora aradicola or Sarcospora personata. So these are the three different fungal diseases where we are going to study in this semester, first semester. Okay, so first we'll see look what is white rust of crucifers, the first fungal disease. Okay, as I said, the pathogen is Albugo candida. Okay, now we'll go with the classification. The subdivision is Mastigomycotina, class Oomycetes, order Peronospores, family Albuginaceae, and the genus is Albugo. Okay, so the genus Albugo is represented by about 30 species, and it is distributed in most parts of the world. Okay, and the albugo, the fungus albugo, they are obligate parasites. As I said, they require a living host. Okay, and they usually infect the members of the family Cruciferae, Convolvulaceae, Compositae, Amarantaceae, etc. That's why the name what they're given is white rust of crucifers for this disease. Okay, so there are many species are there. Okay, Albugo bliti, Albugo candida, okay, Albugo postulaceae, etc. Okay, so next we'll see why it is called as white rust. Why? Because of the symptoms. Now we'll see the what kind of symptoms the pathogen develops in the plant body of the crucifers. Okay. So first, the fungus, it infects the aerial parts of the plant. That is the first symptom. So what are the aerial parts of the plant? The aerial parts of the plant are what we can see in the air. Okay, that is petioles, leaves, stems, flowers, and fruits. So these are the aerial parts which will be get infected by this fungus, that is albugo species. Okay. Next important symptom is formation of white rust-like shiny irregular pustules on the lower surface of the leaf. Okay, so here you can see these are the white rust shiny irregular pustules on the lower surface of the leaf. So why it is called as white rust? Because initially it will be light reddish rust color. After that it changes to white shiny. That's why the name is given as named as white rust of crucifers. And where you see the formation of these pustules on the lower surface of the leaves. Okay, so after that, that is initially early symptoms. So after that, from lower surface of the leaf, it will be, it will be spread to the upper surface of the leaves and stems. In later stages, where we can see many, several pustules formation takes place. Okay, and when these pustules, they get ruptured or erupted, and when they're exposed out, we can see white powdery form like structure on the surface of the leaves. Okay, that's why it is known as white rust. Okay, next important symptom is hypertrophy. What is hypertrophy? So increase in cell size. So increase in cell size, okay, the results in the abnormality of the plant parts. So you can see here, see how abnormal is this the stem region. Okay, so or the petiole region. So it is abnormality, and you can see all white colored pustules. Okay, so that's why it is white rust. And hyperplasia, increase in cell number. Okay, so when there is an increase in the cell number, it results in the gall formation. So here you can see gall formation. So these are the infected flowers and infected flowers where you can see formation of a thick fleshy structures in the floral regions. Okay, so this is known as hyperplasia, or nothing but gall formation. So hypertrophy means nothing but increase in the cell number, results in the deformity or abnormality. Hyperplasia results in the hyperplasia is nothing but increase in the cell number. Okay, and this cell size, and it results in the formation of thick fleshy structures or gall formation. So these are the three important symptoms caused by the white rust of crucifer, that is albugo in crucifer's family. Okay, now we'll see what is the vegetative structure of this albugo pathogen. Mycelium of albugo is well branched, aseptate, cenocytic, intercellular. Means the mycelium, it grows in between the cells. That's why it is known as intercellular. Aseptate means no septa is there, and cenocytic means there is without septa. That hyphal region is known as cenocytic, and it derives its nutrition from the host cells through haustoria. So here we have to mention one thing. The haustoria in albugo is knob shape. So how in a doors, what the shape of a knob is a round spherical structure. The same way here in haustoria, the haustoria is also knob shaped in albugo. And here one more thing is the cell wall is composed of cellulose. So why I'm making important? Okay, why I am highlighting is because fungal cell wall contains chitin, whereas plant cell walls contain cellulose. So here, that's why it is under the class Oomycetes. When you're talking about classification, we said it is under the class Oomycetes. Why? Because the cell wall of this fungus, that is albugo, it is composed of cellulose, and it consists of dense cytoplasm with numerous nuclei. Next, reproduction takes place by two means, that is asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction takes place by the formation of conidia, conidiosporangia or sporangia, whereas sexual reproduction is oogamous. So with this, we'll stop here, and in the next class, we'll continue with asexual reproduction. So here what you have learned in this class, what are fungi? They are micro or macroorganisms, and they are heterotrophic. And there is a three modes of nutrition. One is through symbiotic, saprophytic, and parasitic. And parasitic, again, it is two types. One is biotrophic, where it requires a living host for its nutrition, and another one is necrotrophic. And among three fungal diseases, we have started with the first disease, that is white rust of crucifers, which is caused by albugo in the families Convolvulaceae, Cruciferae, Compositae, Amarantaceae, etc. In next class, we'll continue with the asexual reproduction.